Excuse me. I don't think there's anybody there. When you're ready. Ah. All right. First of all, it's very good to be back again. While we were in Ottawa, and the Prime Minister of Canada was introducing me to the two houses of Parliament, whom he asked me to speak, he congratulated the Foreign Secretary and myself on the outcome of the work which we'd done in Washington. And he added what we know all of us to be true, that of course when relations between London and Washington are good, then Canada is happy. I can assure you relations between ourselves and the United States have never been closer than they are today. Now let's just run through a few of the difficulties of the world to illustrate what I mean. In Europe, not so long ago, the main cause of much anxiety. In Europe, there is no difference of any kind between us. The Arab-Israeli dispute is the most immediate danger in the Middle East. There we have agreed on three methods of trying to handle it. First, by trying to get, without publicity, the two parties nearer together. We've also offered help on our own account, both the United States and ourselves, in the form of money to help settle the unhappy refugees and a guarantee of frontiers once they are agreed. That's one method. The second is the Foreign Secretary has much advocated, rightly I think, perhaps to try and increase the number of observers on the frontiers and reduce the chance of incidents. The third is the obligations which fall on us, the United States and ourselves, and on the French, under the 1950 Tripartite Declaration. We decided to examine between ourselves what steps might be taken to give effect to our obligation. And the French, I understand, have since accepted to join in that work. So under all those three headings, once again, that is complete agreement between the United States and ourselves. Now then, Baghdad Pact, they gave strong support to that organization, which is both economic and political, and which we intend to do all we can to make truly effective for that reason. Saudi Arabia, we explained why we couldn't return to methods of arbitration in view of what had happened in the past, but we said, as indeed I did in the House of Commons some time ago, that we were ready for direct discussions, and it was agreed that we would try to proceed by those methods. Finally, Southeast Asia, once again, there was agreement about what they call CETO and the defense of that region, and our joint wish to allow the countries to live their own lives. There was also the only difference that persists between us, and of which you know, in respect of the offshore islands. We were frank in expressing our view, and so were the Americans in expressing theirs. So there's the whole field of what we discussed. But of course, infinitely more important than the individual item was the spirit of real friendship and understanding that went along with everything we discussed, whether it was in Washington or whether it was with our Commonwealth partners in Ottawa. in all those respects, I am sure that there has never been a more useful visit. And I ought just perhaps to add this, that it is in respect of both the atomic and hydrogen fields, both civil and military, we are well content with the progress which is being made. And if you believe, as I do, that Anglo-Canadian and Anglo-American relations are the foundation of peace, you would be, as I am, content with the work of this past week. Now, the Foreign Secretary.
Well, I too am glad to be back. It's been a strenuous time, but in my view, one of great value. However many telegrams and letters are exchanged, there really is no substitute for the personal contact, the personal conversation. And Prime Minister and I were able to go over the whole field of world affairs with the President of the United States and the Secretary of State, with the Prime Minister of Canada and the Minister of External Affairs. And really there can be no substitute for a periodic discussion of these matters in that way. I think we reached valuable understandings, and I think really have contributed to the stability and security of this country and to the wider interest of people.
Thank you, Dad. And, well, sir, you said that you had reached agreement on all matters touching Europe, but you notably excluded Germany. What about the reunification of Germany?
Well, we didn't exclude Germany in our document.
Yep.
And we both made it quite clear that we are firmly in favor of the reunification of Germany. In fact, it's our view, and I'm sure the American view, that you will have no peace until that reunification takes place.
Did you get any further towards practical steps towards achievement?
We can't decide these things ourselves, as you know. It requires cooperation of others, notably Russia, to make it possible.
What exactly is the brief that has been given to the Washington talks at the moment?
Well, the brief is set out in the communique which we agreed, the terms of which I'm afraid I don't carry in my head, but the effect of which is quite clear. You mean about the Arab
Will one of them be to deal with aggression in the East if it breaks out, to work out some joint plan of cooperation?
Well, the terms are very carefully chosen, and they have to be chosen because the constitutional processes of all countries are not exactly the same. And the effect of the word, as far as I remember, is to consider what action should be taken in the circumstances, if circumstances arise, which are visualized in the 1950 treaty. Is that about right, I think?
Under the tripartite declaration.
That's right.